Hello, everyone. Welcome to Verbling. Hi there. I'm Teacher Oakley. And for the next hour, we are going to practice using the phrase would always, and we'll talk about used to a little. These are very common English phrases. Whoa. What's that? Hello, Gregory. How are you?
Hello, Oakley. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. Welcome to the class. Hello. What's that? Scary noises. Hello, Raphael. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm doing well. What about you?
I'm better than I was yesterday. Yeah.
Keep improving, okay.
Yeah, right. Actually, yesterday, for anyone who was trying to join me in classes yesterday, I canceled my classes yesterday because I woke up with a temperature of near 40 degrees. I was
4 degrees.
I was in bad shape. And I'm not feeling a whole lot better today. Kind of weak, but I will try to soldier on and struggle through. Reginaldo, hello. How are you?
I'm fine.
My classes yesterday. Whoa, Reginaldo, I think you. Hi. I think you may have the Verbling window open. I'm not sure, but I think I can hear the recording playing in the Verbling window. You can close it or at least mute it because we can hear that playing in a delayed recording. Okay. Okay. So just close the Verbling window. Yeah, it just plays over again. We can all hear it. It's very distracting. The recording playing in the Verbling window. Okay. Otherwise, at the very least, please mute your microphone because we can hear everything over again. Oh, maybe it's not you. Oh yeah, it is. Oh. I'm not sure. Raphael, is it you? I'm not sure.
No, my
Okay.
my microphone was muted.
Okay. Okay, I can hear the whole thing playing again. We can hear it. All right. Well, not sure. Is it me? No. Mine is closed off. Okay, let's get started, I suppose. All right, we're gonna look at would and would always plus the verb. Very common phrasing in English. For example, in a statement form, you would always take your surfboard with you when you went to the beach. Okay. Quite obvious.
Sorry, Oakley.
Yes.
Can I say something? Oakley.
Yes, please.
It's impossible to make class in noise.
Yeah, where's the noise coming from?
Just mute student. Oakley. Just mute students one by one. Okay?
Okay. Sure. Now, other than you. All right. Okay. Now, there we go. All right. That was very strange, Gregory. Maybe you have the Verbling window open? I'm not sure. Because everyone else was already muted. Okay. Well, everyone's muted now. All right. You would always take your surfboard with you when you went to the beach. Okay. Very simple. Subject, And then the verb construction or verb phrase would always take with the modal, always the adverb, and take the verb. In the question form, would you always take your surfboard with you? Okay, as always, in the question form, we're going to invert or transpose, switch the subject noun and the first auxiliary. In this case, auxiliary verb is would. The helper verb is the modal. And then in the negative, you would not always take your surfboard with you. Okay. We're adding the negative, which is going to come after the first auxiliary before the adverb. All right, because the adverb needs to come right in front of the verb here. All right. So negative. Okay, we use this construction with the modal. What is a modal, Raphael? What are some other modals? When I mention modals, what am I talking about?
Modals, I don't know.
Now, okay, modals. Okay.
Modals, right. Like models. No?
Modals.
Like standards.
Well, not exactly. Modals in English, when I talk about modals, are words like would, should, could, might, okay, can. Those are called modals. They're a form of auxiliary or helper verb. We use them with another main verb. Anyway, they're called modals. Would, could, would have, could have, should have. Okay. All right. This particular modal phrase with would in the past is used to show a habit in the past. Okay. Obviously, we can use would to ask, for example, would you open the window? I can form a question about the future. But obviously, with always, that's not going to work. Would you always open the window? No. That makes no sense for the future. So we can only use would always to talk about the past. In particular, a habit in the past, shown by these blue X's in the box here. Okay. It's kind of like used to and the simple past. All right, similar. Would always expresses the idea that something was an old habit which stopped in the past. It says an action was often repeated in the past but is not usually done now. Okay, the difference, unlike used to and the simple past, would always suggest that someone willingly acted that way, and sometimes when we use would always, it expresses annoyance or amusement at the habit. Okay, so the speaker could be slightly annoyed, or maybe they think it's funny, this repeated action that someone else or they themselves did in the past. So that it's a little different than used to. I used to swim every day. Fine, there's nothing annoying about that. There's nothing strange about that. It's an old habit. Now, would always has a subtle but slight difference. I would always wear a rubber giraffe around my waist when I went swimming every day. Okay, well that's kind of bizarre if I'm wearing a rubber giraffe and I'm an adult. So thus We see used to swim every day. I would always wear a rubber giraffe when I went swimming every day. Okay, so definitely you can see a slight difference in meaning. Obviously, to express the opposite idea, we can use would never to indicate that someone never did this something in the past, but now they do. Okay, let's look at some examples and then we'll practice. Hello, gone. Is that right? Hello, gone. 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 Welcome to the class. Okay, well, we'll talk to you in a little while. All right, let's look at some examples which we will then practice. Okay. She would always send me strange birthday gifts. Okay, here obviously the speaker possibly annoyed, possibly amused by the strange birthday gifts. Okay, Sam and Mary would always choose the most exotic vacation destinations. Not sure what's annoying about that, but Sally would not always arrive early to class. She came late once or twice. What's the difference? She would not always arrive early, or she would never arrive early. What is the difference there? Gregory? Is there a difference between Sally would not always arrive early and Sally would never arrive early?
It's the same meaning, I think.
Well, not exactly. If she would never arrive early, that means she would always...
It's opposite. It's opposite. Never, it's never, and always is it's opposite meaning. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, right. It means she would arrive late every day. Right, she would not always arrive early means sometimes she did, sometimes she didn't. Right. Okay. Right. All right. So I would not always arrive early to class. She came late once or twice. Yes, the second sentence here clarifies that. Ned would always show up at our house without calling first. Okay. Clearly the speaker here is a little bit annoyed that Ned would come to the house without calling. All right. Mindy would not always walk to school. Sometimes she took the bus. Obviously, with this construction, would not always, I don't really particularly see what's annoying or amusing about Mindy occasionally taking the bus. So, whereas would always and then main verb very often shows annoyance or amusement, would not always walk. Okay, just really I don't really see a lot of annoyance or amusement. There's much more just the idea that it was not every time. Okay, because we couldn't say, could we say Mindy sometimes used to walk to school and sometimes she took the bus? Yeah, we could. So there is another way to say this.
Would not.
Mindy sometimes used to walk to school. Okay, using the adverb sometimes. Basically, that has the same meaning of not always. Okay, in fact, would sometimes walk to school instead of not always. That would work too. Okay. All right. Christine would always come late to the meetings. Obviously, that's showing annoyance. In the negative form, Jeff would never pay for drinks when we went out together with our friends. Okay, this is obviously annoying if you have a friend who never pays.
When he went out.
Okay, refuses to do something, or normally not doing something. is also a form of a habit. Okay, so we use would always to talk about a habit. Okay. All right, let's try this out. Okay, Gone. Are you there?
Yes, I am here. You
Yes, you
you
are.
can
Hi.
hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello,
Ah,
Gone.
okay.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Gone. Is that right?
Excuse me. Repeat again.
Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, but this is a short name. My complete name is Gonzalo.
Ah, Gonzalo. Okay.
Yes.
Which would you prefer that I call you?
Excuse me.
Which would you rather I call you? Gone or Gonzalo?
Gonzalo is good.
Gonzalo? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Gonzalo. Where are you from?
I am from Colombia.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome to the class. It's very nice to meet you. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Gonzalo, can you try
Yes.
making a phrase based on these examples? Can you try making a sentence with the would always verb construction?
What is the complete exercise? What do you do?
Make your own sentence based on any of these. All right. Here's numerous examples here. All right. I would like you to form your own sentence using these
Uh,
as an example.
okay, I can read the example. Do you want I construct the different exercise?
I'm sorry. Um,
Uh,
can you not see the screen share? Can you not see the screen with these sentences? She would always send me. Oh, okay.
I can read this phrase. She would always send me a strange birthday gift.
Right. Okay. Can you try to form your own sentence?
No, I don't understand.
Oh, okay. We'll come back to you. All right. We'll finish.
Yes, yes, okay.
Okay. Reginaldo. Reginaldo, are you there?
Hello?
Hello. Reginaldo, can you try to make a sentence with would, always, and a verb?
My wife would always send me a letter.
Okay. I think that was right, but to tell you the truth, Reginaldo, you sound like you're in a spaceship.
What?
You sound like you're in a spaceship. I think that was right. It sounded right. It's hard to understand you. I'm not sure if you have a connection problem or your microphone has a problem.
Oh, okay. It's my first day in Germany. I learn the ambient, the environment. Okay?
Okay. You may have to make some adjustment to your settings. They're sounds a little strange, frankly. You
Okay.
can write in the Verbling chat box. You can write a sentence, and then I can talk to you about it. Since I can't really hear you too well, Raphael, can you try making a sentence? Would always verb sentence.
Okay, let me try. I would always. Sorry, I would I would not always drive to work.
Okay.
Sometimes I go by bicycle.
Okay. Uh, all right. I would not always drive to work. Okay, that's perfect. Okay. Now, when you say that, your sentence construction is fine, but just to be clear, I understand that this this is a past, not now, but in the past. This is a
Okay.
past regular thing. I don't know what you do now, but when you say that, okay, how would you say it for present, Raphael? If you're talking about now,
Well,
do you know?
no. Now I I used to drive to work,
Okay, that's past.
because it's very cold. Yeah.
That's past as well. I would not always drive to work. You're talking about the past. If you want to speak about the future, I mean, sorry, about the present. I'm sorry, the present. Just present tense. Do I do not always drive to work. Sometimes I bicycle. That's
Okay.
all. In,
Okay. Okay.
instead of
Thank you.
would. Right. Uh, right. Instead of would. I just wanted to make that clear because you gave me the opportunity. Thank you. Gregory, can you try?
Yes. What example? I not see example.
Uh,
Okay. Jim would not always happy when his mom sent him to the mall.
okay. Jim was not always happy. Is that what you said?
Would not always happy. Would not always happy when her mom sent him to the mall.
Okay. Would not always be happy.
Always be happy.
Okay, all right. The verb to be is your main verb. Okay. Would not always be happy. Yeah, all right. That is possible. Okay, now that's interesting because you're using a linking verb. Uh, very good. Okay, you're using a verb to express an adjective. He would not always be happy. Yeah, and that's completely possible. What you said was grammatically correct. We actually didn't have an example of that, so thanks for providing it. That works. It's okay to do that. Okay, Gonzala,
Yes.
do you see what we're doing? We're just making our own sentences.
Uh, Excuse me. I can use any word,
Yeah,
any verb.
that's right.
Okay. I would walk to the work all days.
Okay, but uh, all days you would walk to work. Okay, so the construction we're using, I would always walk to work. That's it. Okay, I would always walk to work. All right,
Uh,
meaning in the past.
in the past now,
Yeah,
I could. But the use is only present or not. Is I can express in the past is necessary to use could.
well, when we use, we're talking about using would always and the verb, which always express a habit in the past. Okay.
Oh, okay.
To say that you could always do something means only that it was an option. Um, actually, it's a good question, Gonzala. Could the modal could is another modal. Okay, the modal could simply means it was a possibility. It doesn't. When you said I could always walk to work, you could have doesn't mean you did or you didn't. All right, we have no idea whether you did or not. Uh, Okay.
What is the way to do the phrase in the past using the would?
Would. I would always walk to work. That's it. That means
The verb is in the past.
yes. I would.
Okay.
Okay. Would
In
always
in
makes it the past. Yeah.
in my sentence it's possible to use, for example, I would walk it to my office. No more.
Okay. Sorry. I would never walk to my office. What are you trying to do? Use the negative?
Negative is I would not to walk to my work.
Okay. If you want to use totally negative, I would never walk to my work. Totally positive, I would always walk to my work. Something in the middle, I would not always walk to work. All right. So you can
Okay.
say every time, none of the time, or something in between, using the same phrasing. Would always, and the verb. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Uh, okay. Remember, would always is different. Would always is not exactly the same as used to or the simple past. Uh, would always, additionally, cannot be used to talk about past facts or generalizations like used to can. It can only be used for repeated actions, actual actions that you used to do. Okay. So what does
But
that mean?
in this case, when I use would always, the verb is in the infinitive.
Yes, that is correct. That's right. Even though it indicates past. Okay.
Okay.
So let's example here. Okay. Sarah was shy, but now she's very outgoing. Okay, simple past tense. That is a correct sentence. There's no problem with that. Sarah used to be shy, using the used to phrase. This is also correct. Not a problem. Last, Sarah would always be shy, but now she is very outgoing. This is not okay. Okay. So, Gregory, maybe the sentence you gave me earlier, actually, maybe I was wrong. Maybe that can't be used. He would not always be happy when he went to the mall. You know something, Gregory?
Yeah.
I think you can't. I think you can't use to. I think you can't say that. It would have to be he used to be not happy. He wasn't happy when his mom took him to the mall.
Mhm.
Okay. Because apparently it has to be an action. So my mistake. Okay.
Teacher, it's correct to say I would always go to gym until I had an accident.
I would always go to the gym until I had an accident. Well, that makes sense to me. Okay, you have the time phrase until I had an accident.
Yeah. Go to the
Yeah.
gym.
Okay, wait a minute. Well, let's play around with that for a second. Hang on. Wait a second.
Okay.
I would always go to the gym until I had an accident. Okay. Wait a second now. Now, actually, this is a very good question, Raphael. Since in this same sentence, you basically have two past actions, right?
Right.
Yeah. So what do we do when we have two past actions? Dun, dun. Because one of them happened before the other one, all right? Until I had an accident, okay, then the accident happened, you didn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
You know what? You couldn't really use this construction. You would have to use past perfect. Okay? I had always gone to the gym until I had an accident. Okay? So
Okay.
the first action, the one further in the past, all right? You could flip this sentence, you know, you could have this first. Until I had an accident, I had always gone to the gym. It doesn't matter which phrase you say first. Clearly, this, in time, as far as time, this is the first action. I had always gone to the gym until I had an accident. So, very good question. But if you're going to use, if you're going to talk about something, all right. If you're comparing it, you're talking about two past things in one sentence. Always, always, always. The further past thing you're talking about is going to have to be in past perfect tense. All right. Very good question, actually. Okay. Okay. Very good.
Okay.
All right. Let's. I'd like you guys to try to use a used to phrase. Gregory, can you try to use used to?
Yeah. We used to go to the library, but today we was busy and can't go to the library.
Okay. Now, we're normally going to use used to with a repeated action, or, again, to talk about past facts or generalizations. Okay. Now, the problem with that, we used to go to the library. We use used to talk about something that we don't do anymore and that we probably won't do again. So when you used it and then you said, but today we can't go, that's not exactly right, because you're probably going to go again tomorrow. So I wouldn't, in your context, what you're talking about, I would not use used to. I would say.
Okay. Can I change?
Yeah.
I used to speak with my neighbor, but yesterday she was gone.
Again, it has to be a repeated action in the past that doesn't happen anymore, ever.
No, she was gone.
Right.
He was gone. I can't speak with him now, and never. I used to speak with my neighbor, but yesterday she was gone.
She moved?
No, she did.
She dead? Oh my God! Holy!
I used not right.
Holy smoke! Okay. Well, okay. Wow, that took me by surprise, Gregory. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. This is very interesting. All right. Okay. Actually, this is worth talking about. But she was gone. Yes, we do use she was gone to indicate someone has died. But she died or she passed away would be much more obvious. When you said, but she was gone, for me, that means temporarily. All right. I
I
wasn't
think,
anticipating.
I think to say was gone more polite. I'm right.
It is, but passed away would be better. Gone could be misinterpreted. In fact, it was misinterpreted by me. If if you say, "Where's your wife?" and I say she's gone, it doesn't mean she's dead. It means she went to the store to buy vegetables this morning. And in fact, she did. My wife's not here right now. She's gone. But that's exactly how I would say it, but I certainly don't mean she's dead. Horrors. No, and I understand you're trying to be polite, but passed on might be a polite way to make it clear.
More obvious.
Yeah. Okay. See, I was asking you, did she move, and that's why you can't talk to her. I did not catch at all that you meant she had passed on. Okay. But okay. All right. Gone we consider temporary. They're coming back. She moved, which is what I thought you meant, means permanent. She is alive, but she moved somewhere else. And then, of course, passed on means definitely not coming back. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Reginaldo, can you try to use a phrase with used to?
What phrase we used to? When was children, I used to ride a bicycle.
Okay, all I heard was I used to ride a bicycle. You've really got to fix the. You've got to fix your audio, Reginaldo. I'm sorry, it's very difficult to hear you.
Okay.
Sounds very
problem. Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Other person.
Okay. Thank you. Now that I understood. I don't know what you were doing differently, but I actually understood that. Excuse me. Okay, Raphael, can you try one with? Can you try forming a sentence with used to?
Okay. I use it to drink beer, but now I'm studying English.
And that stops you from drinking beer? Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Okay. Well, grammatically, your sentence is okay, but let's talk about pronunciation. Used to. It actually sounds like used to, not U-Z. All right? Don't. First of all, the use is a Z sound. That's used to. Actually, yeah, this actually, because we generally reduce pronunciation. This is such a common phrase. In fact, a lot of times you're going to hear it more like used to. I used to drink beer. Okay. But now I study English. Which, frankly, should make you want more beer, I think. But, okay. Definitely not UZ. Okay, definitely not two syllables in the verb. Used to. Or even more reduced pronunciation, which would be very common for native speakers. Used to. Used to drink beer. Okay. Jimmy, are you there? Hello, Jimmy. Are you there?
I used to
Yeah, that's
beer, but now
it's better. Hi, Jimmy. Can you hear me? Hello, Jimmy. Hello, hello. Okay. Not sure what's going on there. Hi, Jimmy. Hello. There we go. Hello, Jimmy. Hello? Okay. All right. I guess we'll just move on. Okay. English speakers not only use would always. We already talked about this a little. We talked about how you could use would sometimes. We can actually combine it with several adverbs, which would be very common. Would constantly, okay, would often, would forever, which may sound strange, but okay. He would forever be flirting with girls, for example. This very much exaggerates maybe bad behavior or something annoying, or simply would. Okay, we could simply use would, but it's much better to use it with an adverb because would by itself can easily look like a conditional or a hypothetical answer or a future in the past. Similarly, okay, speakers can use would rarely, would occasionally, would seldom. Okay, this is closer to what we talked about earlier, would sometimes. To indicate that an action was not often repeated. Okay. So, okay, we can use it in combination with several other adverbs. Or by itself. Jerry would come to the parties every weekend. Now, okay, we're using this to indicate that this was a regular action in the past. The problem is this could be very confusing depending on what you said around this. Okay, so if you had some kind of if clause or something, this could easily sound like a conditional, for example. All right, we're using it instead of with always, we're using it with nothing, just bare. Much better actually to use it with an adverb. It's much clearer that you're talking about the past repeated action. Jerry would constantly bring his girlfriend to the parties. Okay, with constantly, this really does sound very much like this is annoying for the person. We use this adverb combination usually to indicate this is very annoying to us. He would constantly tap his pencil on the desk, and it would drive me crazy. Okay, for example. So much stronger indication that this is annoying with this word constantly. Okay. Jerry would often bring his best friend. Okay. Nothing particularly annoying about that. Jerry would occasionally bring his older brother. Okay. Again, pretty much just informational. Jerry would seldom bring his sister to the parties. Well, maybe we wish he would bring his sister, but okay, nothing particularly annoying there either. And never, again, as we've already looked at. Okay, let's try making a sentence with any other. Would, constantly, often, seldom, occasionally. Let's, Raphael, can you form a sentence with any other adverb besides always?
Besides always.
Besides always, meaning not always anything else. So when we use besides, means anything but. So any adverb besides always.
I would rarely was a good soccer player.
Okay. Yeah, he was. Uh, okay, no, I was trying to get you to use would, a would phrase, to talk about a repeated action with another adverb. Okay, like would often, would occasionally, would never, uh, would forever, would sometimes, oh, sometimes, would rarely, would sometimes, any other adverb.
Okay. I would often.
Yes.
I would often go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
When the when it has good waves, for example.
There you go. Very good. Well, okay, when it has good waves. Okay, that was perfect. Excellent. Gregory.
Okay. Jeremy would occasionally meet his old friend.
Okay. Perfect. No problem. Gonzala.
Yes.
Okay. Can you make a would and another adverb? Never, seldom, occasionally, often.
Okay.
Phrase.
Um, mm, please, can see the examples?
Yeah. Can you see the screen share?
Okay, I would never bring the car to the parties.
Never bring a car to the parties. Probably a good idea. Okay. Great. That makes sense. Perfect. Okay. Um, let's look at active and passive. Reginaldo, you want to try one with the
Wow.
other adverbs? See if I can understand you.
Okay.
Okay.
I would seldom play soccer.
Okay.
Okay? You listen?
I think so. You would sometimes play soccer?
Yeah.
Oh,
No. Yeah, sometimes.
sometimes play soccer. Okay. All right. It is common, not necessary, but it is common to add a time phrase to help clarify information. So it is not necessary, but it is often better to say, I would sometimes play soccer in the afternoon or in the early evening or something like that. Okay. It makes it a little more clear. Like, for example, when Raphael says he would occasionally go to the beach when the waves were nice. Okay, if we know when the waves were nice, it helps to clarify the information. Okay, finally, yes, there are active and passive forms. Active, when we know or we actually care who does the action, then that is an active sentence. My mother would always make the pies. Wonderful. Okay, that's the subject. Noun is my mother. We actually care who does it. Passive sentence, the pies would be made by my mother. here our emphasis is on that the pies were made. In fact, if we want to, this prepositional phrase "by my mother" is not even necessary. The pies would always be made. Okay, the pies would always be made on time. The pies would always be made by hand. Okay, there's lots of different ways we can end the sentence, or just the way it is, and that would be a perfectly correct passive sentence. Okay. Okay, let's try one more. Let's try a passive sentence. Let's see if we can form a passive. Let's see. Gregory, you want to try it?
Most buildings in our town was built by the famous company.
Okay. Most buildings in our town would. Would be built. Probably it should be would have been built. Would have been built. Instead of would be built. Okay, would have been built. Okay. There you're that's fine, but you're using it without. You're just using would, which we saw earlier as an example. It is possible to do that, but you're going to have to be careful. If you just use would, okay, especially with the verb to be, would be built, would have been built, because it already happened. You know, once something's built, it's built. You're going to have to be a little careful. All right, it is possible to use would always. Would always have been built by the same company, for example. But it does have to be have been. Gonzala.
Yes.
Would you like to try making a passive sentence?
Active.
Passive.
My partner would always make the good work.
Okay. We don't make good work, though. We do good work. So that's an active sentence. My partner would always do good work.
Do a good work.
Okay. Again, work is uncountable, so we cannot use a with work. A good work. He could do a good job, or he could do good work.
Okay, good job is the better, no?
A good job. Either one is fine, actually. Just we use job and work. Jobs are countable. I had 3 jobs over this summer. I cannot say I had 3 works over this summer. Work is uncountable. Okay. So anyway, all right. My partner would always do good work or do a good job. Okay. How would you make that passive?
Okay. The good job would always excuse me, can you, I can see the example. The good job would always made by my partner.
Okay. Notice would always be made. Okay, be done. We talked about that. You don't make a job, you do a job. Okay. A good job would always be done by my partner. Okay. And notice in the example here, my mother would always make the pies. In the active, okay, we use the infinitive verb, but in the passive, notice we have to use the past tense to make this clear that it is in the past. Okay. Raphael, you want to try a passive form with would always, verb.
The car would always start in winter.
Ooh, nice. Okay. The card would always start in winter. That's an active sentence. Okay.
It's active.
Yeah. Okay. The car would always be started in winter, but would be passive. The car would always be started. Which sounds weird, right? I mean, grammatically it's correct. But of course you probably, it sounds strange because the car doesn't start itself, of course. So probably in the passive form you would have by something. The car would always be started in the winter by my mother. Who knows? Whatever. Okay.
My mother can't drive.
You make your mother start the car. That's evil.
Push
That's
the car,
mean.
please.
We should be nice to our mothers, really. Reginaldo, we've got like 1 minute left. You want to try a passive with would always?
Passive phrase.
Yeah.
The job would always did by training.
The something would always be something by train.
By train. Training. Train.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I am not sure. I don't know if you need a different microphone or you just need to fix yours, but definitely,
Okay.
definitely fix it. Okay. Either way, I have to go, and I'll be back in just 1 minute to have another verbling class. So, thank you very much. Thanks, guys. See you again.
Bye, Oakley. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then
Bye-bye.
nice to meet you. Bye-bye. Thank you.